Hello, hello. Some paint there. See how this goes. I'm sure everyone's busy. But, you never know. You never know. Been a while since I've fired up the channel. Mike Hodge, what's up? How's it going? Roy's the boy, how are you doing? Your average tradesman, how's it go? How's everyone's Friday going? The Carver family, how's it going? Turnings by Turner. What's going on, man? Everyone have a decent Friday, considering the weird, strange world we live in. Dana's Toolbox, how you doing, man? Hope you're doing well. Surviving up there in Canada. So far, so good. That's good, man. I'm glad everyone's doing good. In the UK, hopefully things have slowed down there. In terms of this coronavirus stuff, they really stopped posting the numbers for over there once the U.S. got hit. So we got what's going on, me again, Dave? Have a good night, man. I know you're working hard for sure. Oh, we can get beer. I don't know about the UK, but I know in Pittsburgh we can get beer. They shut down the state stores because our hard alcohol are controlled by the state. They sell wine in Giant Eagle, but beer you can get. The distributors are still open, and you can, I guess, order online for the state store. What's going on, Cruiser Mac? It is Friday. I times kind of, I forget what days it is. It all runs together and stuff. I'm sorry to hear that, Roy's the boy. Roy, I think the hard thing too with it is, the deaths are kind of on a delay. So it's not like it happens right then and there. It's just, how it is. If I didn't say it, hope you're doing well, Cruiser Mac. Hope everyone had a good week. How's it going, Todd? Good to see you, man. Thank you for popping in. Everything's good with me. Staying healthy. Absolutely. Mika, how's it going with you? Are you still working? I take it most of you guys are. Maintenance Man Narratives, how's it going? Keep plowing through that workday, man. I know you're taking care of business. Yeah, I think so. Where I'm at, the cases have been pretty decent considering. And I think actually 50% of our deaths around me, of the 600 or 700, have been from nursing homes. So I don't know. It's just crazy. Duct Tape Tech in the house. How's it going, brother? Hope you're doing well. Cheers to anyone having a beer. Yeah, that would be really hard, Todd, to work with restrictions. I'm pretty clean when I work and for what I do, but I'm going to have to, I don't know. It's weird. Not super busy right now, obviously, but gonna have to change how we work, I guess. Well, Brad, if you head back home with a job still, I guess that's a plus. Although I know, um, you know, it's not easy. I don't know how if they'll still pay you or not. Ontario have had the same issues. Duct tape tech. Thank you, Todd. I appreciate it. Make sure you finish up that Brad's workbench because all right, me again, Dave. Have a good one, man. Cheers. Have a good night's sleep and keep plowing through. Yeah, man. Students left for the year, so we got turn. Um, yeah, I guess all the schools are closed down. That's a lot of our, um, college students. So yeah, get turnovers, and people are still running because at the end of this, people will still have to have a place to live. So, but you never understand how that's going to go. I mean, I hate to say this, but usually in the area I'm in, the college students' parents can afford it. I hate to say it that way, but Brad's workbench in 10 years, I bet you that wood turning video is going to have a ton of views. It's probably going to blow up. It might be your most viewed video on your channel, but I have a feeling that a future wood turning project is just going to kill it. So it is what it is. I am not working. There's not enough work for two people. And the kid I work with, he kind of just started. So, I mean, long story short, he's in there working to make money. We were going to switch on and off, but I'm all right. And I hope to be back, sooner or later. There's talk about getting people back into work. I'm going crazy sitting at home, although there are a bunch of projects I've been working on. So, Todd, the Heart Tools, they perform well. They really do. There's nothing wrong with the performance. I couldn't tell you longevity wise, but going off of being that they're TTI, and I've used Ryobi a lot, and I use Milwaukee, but going off the Ryobi basis, is Ryobis have lasted me and what I do very well. So definitely a market for it. But I don't know. Time will tell. They, considering that they're a new tool line, they have a huge line being a new tool line, but some of the features and stuff you would have thought that they would have done more with the lineup right off the bat. Like, why even come out with brushed tools? I know it's not a big deal and you want to go for budget, but why not make the price so, that's my thought on it. They work, they're good. Longevity, we don't know. They haven't been out that long. But going off of the Ryobi brand, I think they'll last you. And the white color really just, I don't know. They'll get the job done, though. So, Hart Tool are better than Black & Decker, in my opinion. I would agree with that. Black & Decker definitely has made some junk, although the corded Black & Decker stuff is not that bad for homeowners, or if like a random Orbit sander by them, corded tools. Or I have a recip saw by them. It's pretty decent. Yeah, in Brad's workbench, he has reviews of the chainsaw, and I will say that it would have been nice for him to design that multi-tool a little better. That's the hard thing I'm having trouble with the Hart tools, is they're pushing a product to the market. Why not make it as, I know it has to be budget friendly, but yeah, that chainsaw though, Brad used that on some pretty dense wood, and it I was impressed by it. But I think, in my opinion, the real play with Hart coming in, like a lot of people, and I know Brad's here, he can say whatever, but I feel like it was a move by Walmart. HyperTough is made by Walmart. Walmart owns the brand. So if they can knock Black & Decker out of their store, bring in something decent for your more serious DIYers, but then at the same time, you just took over the Black & Decker market, which probably sells pretty good at Walmart considering the prices. So they might end up making out on the end of this. Kenneth Buxton, how's it going, man? Good to see you. Dinner and PBR time. Enjoy, man. Yeah, I was painting today, but I think Vince would be all right with it, because there are a couple of working guys and I'm a working guy, and it was the shirt I put on today. I'm gonna make it my next holy shirt. What the hell was that? Wow, that was weird. Zaphael, welcome, by the way. Good to see you, man. Have you guys been, I haven't been making videos. Definitely have some coming up. Just with everything going on, I got kind of lazy, Thank you, Todd. I appreciate that. And Brad's workbench, he's testing them out also. For like your typical homeowner, though, I don't think HyperTough's that bad of a lineup. If you're not going to be doing that much, they have outdoor tools, they got drills, they got cordless angle grinders, all that stuff. But the Hart definitely, it in performance wise, it blew me away. Because I thought it was going to be bad, even though it's, people, same thing as Ryobi, blah, blah, blah. You don't believe it till you try it. And it works. HyperTough could be a lot better, but you guys got to think about how Walmart operates, and HyperTough, says it on some of the products, but it says it's a Walmart product, Walmart Inc. And, you know, a lot of people go into Walmart, do I want the $94 combo drill impact kit, or do I want the $50? I think most of the time those people in there are going to be, you know, I think Black & Decker did very well in Walmart. In terms of, I'm not saying the products are great quality. I'm just saying there's a market and a demand for it, especially after all this. You know, what's going on, BS Small Engines? That's my brother from every second Saturday of every month. We do Tool Talks. He, Client Graphics, and I. Sometimes we bring on a special guest on his channel. They're a blast. I'll tell you one thing I did not think would be strange, but it is strange having a beer in front of a camera. There's nothing natural about it. But I'm thirsty right now. Todd, I completely understand if you can afford you know, a better tool, and like me personally, I think, you know, Milwaukee's affordable if you actually do your research, look at all your brands, what you're paying for. You know, maybe you gotta save up for a little extra longer, or sometimes you might just need that tool right then and there. But there's some people that just don't have that budget. So that's why sometimes I like to test cheaper tools, and, you know, maybe it'll work for someone. Oh, woo, man. I had someone leave a few beers here, and I'm not I'm like a Miller Lite, Milwaukee's Best type guy. This was not bad. It's a Pilsner. It's a Mexican Pilsner. This has a, you know, there's stuff in there too. I guess that's brown sugar. But on the subject of inexpensive tools, today I was shooting a video showcasing a little bit of what this Hyper Tough angle grinder does. And I have to say, it's, for a homeowner, this thing's perfect. It's portable. It's constructed all right. I mean, it's definitely got the job that I wanted to get done today. I figured why not use it, and it knocked it off. I was my banisters are metal, and I'm repainting my whole house and doors and putting in new switches and stuff. It's all stuff I had here at the house that I've been wanting to get around to. And so I, you know, since they're metal banisters, I was like, I want to just grind it down, get down to the metal, the bare metal, and just restart with the coats. And this thing, yes, I did also run my Milwaukee one, and the Milwaukee has a good bit more power, so it gets the job done faster, but this got the job done. So I feel really stupid. Bought $1 slab door and tried cutting it down. Didn't work well with the hollow core. So I picked up a $5 door yesterday. That's 29 7/8. Came home and found out I need 28 7/8. Hollow cores. What do they say? You might have. They all vary, and if it's just a slab, then it's hollow. Inside of it has some stuff, right? So you could rip it on the side where it attaches. I don't think that's good though. I don't know. Yeah, I think you have under an inch on each side to actually, on some of them, not all of them. We get hollow cores, 6 pane. I think we pay about $30, maybe 20 at Home Depot, just the slabs, and we can half-inch leeway on each side. So some of them have a little bit more. It just all depends, I guess. Use some advice. Need to replace drywall in the ceiling because it got wet. I've worked with drywall before, but the ceiling is textured and is like it somewhat match. I'm not very good with drywall, but at work we do have textured ceilings. Depending on, you could use a. If you take a broom and you take the broom end off of the handle, and you can kind of use that whenever you do your joint compound or whatever, you can kind of use that to form shape close to what's up there, depending on. And usually I can get pretty close where, only I can really tell where I patched. Yeah, I'm not very good at drywall and patching. Usually at work, when I rip open ceilings to fix major plumbing issues, for as much as I do in house, I just tell them to call someone. We have a plaster guy. Funny thing though is he does not do a very good job. Like, if I actually had the time to do it, for him being a professional painter, I don't know. Oh, this beer is whew. I've never tried the spray textures because mostly the ones I do are swirls or close to it, something that in there. I just haven't really had a chance to play around with patching too much because, usually the reason why we're patching is because plumbing was fixed and we don't want to be inside a. This is not a real beer. This is I don't know. I don't know. It's not like it's not strong. It's just bad. Bad. I like the soft stuff. So in terms of tool buying and stuff, I'm not going to be doing any of that. MLH Repairs, how's it going? Hope all is good with you. Kyle, can't pronounce that. Karpovich, Karpovich, gonna say. Kyle Karp, what's going on, man? Hope all is good with you. Glad to hear MLH staying busy. I'm staying busy at home for the time being. If that's all right. I got a lot of work to do here. Electric planer. Life is not bad in the Berg. It's you're in Pennsylvania too. I'm sure you're. Philadelphia was really the only place that got hit. Pittsburgh hasn't been bad. We keep waiting for it to get hit. It just doesn't show up. So, other than that, though, like I'm not gonna be like I'll do some tool reviews of tools that I bought and review those, but mandatory Monday for masks. We are moving that way. Tools and trash. What's going on? I will say this. So, God, this beer is just terrible. But I might need a chaser for it. It's not heavy. It's just bad tasting. No donations necessary. I enjoy hopping on. It also, frees my mind, and I like doing it. What I was gonna say though is if you gotta buy tools, go buy tools. I pretty much am set, and I like reviewing tools, but at the moment, the way everything's going, I don't see the need. And I know I'm a very small channel, but I don't want to throw something up that maybe someone will be like, "Oh, I need that," and go buy, because I don't think right now. That's just my own thought process on that. Rail 9222 Triple Deuce. There's a bar we used to go to down the Berg called the Triple Deuce. Yeah, it's Triple Deuce. I would love. So I don't run out of the house too often now. So there's a few beers here that someone left, and I'm just drinking them before I get into my Miller Lite. But it's it's like fancier beer, which is fine. Everyone has different taste buds and stuff, but nothing wrong with that. Tools and trash, man. Hope you're staying safe. Hope your family's doing well. Good to see you. Todd, thank you for joining me, man. I appreciate it. Have a good one. Stay safe. Keep on keeping on. Dave, how's it going, man? Dave, I want to let you know, I thought the yard ornaments with the horseshoes videos, I watched the first one, still got to watch the second. I'm a little bit behind on YouTube. I just kind of took a break, but I thought they were awesome. And I'll be over later to comment on them. But I thought that was a very cool video to see something different. I don't run off. No, not as often as I should. BS Small Engines, have a good one, man. Stay safe. I appreciate you hopping on. Yeah, running's not I used to be an athlete, but Rated R wood turning just has the That sexy name. He just shines it all over the YouTubes. Cheers, everyone. Try to finish this up. Oh my God, it's just terrible. Okay, I'll show you guys some tools though. I don't suggest to buy, but you know. I don't know if Rated R wood turning is Brad. Maybe I should pop over there and see. All right, MLH, you have a good one too, man. Stay safe. I appreciate you stopping in. Keep on keeping on. Audubon Dan, he was reviewing this tool company, Tajima. Yeah, Dave, I actually I think you and I friended not too long ago. I saw that you're on there. It's his alter ego. Yes. So to answer your question, I am on Instagram. I might hop on and do a quick live on there after this one. This is going to be a quick one. I just want to hop on and talk to some people. Tajima. I don't know if that will focus. Robert Waters. How's it going? Tajima. It's Japanese. It's all good there, Dave. These Tajima blades are by far the best ones I've ever used. I would say Milwaukee is the best domestic brand for these. First of all, how freaking awesome is this? Need a blade? Little door pops open. You don't got to push or anything. Just pops open, grab your blade. Easy stuff. Expensive, but not only like that. That's just a bonus. These blades are by far. I don't have much use for the serrated ones. Hold on. Gosh darn. I mean, they're the best blades I've used. Guess you'd call them like a straight blade or something. Best ones I've ever used, for sure. So this Tajima brand, it looks like something Batman throws. Like this knife. A little different, but pretty cool. You just untwist this here. Open it up, you got blade storage. Pull the blade out, and then it just, you put it up front. Has a notch. Close it up. Then it's just a straight, when you do it, it's really quick because you're not trying to do it on camera. All right, Dave, have a good one. Thank you for stopping in. I appreciate it. Stay safe. Keep on working. It's comfortable. I mean, you cut with it, you do whatever. It's nice. At first, when I pulled, because you ordered it offline, you're looking at it, you're like, doesn't explain anything. It's freaking Japanese. Then you pull it out, and I was like, I don't know if I like that style, but this is my go-to. This is what I keep on me. I like the solid bodies, just because then you got something to grip. All right, Robert Waters, I appreciate you stopping in. Have a good one. Stay safe. So yeah, those are a few newer tools I got before all this happened. That's probably 4 or 5 months ago. With these two, well, these ones, the tape measure is by far my favorite. I mean, it's one of the best tape measures I've ever used. The only place where it falls short is does not have a clip. It does have, you attach it and you can hook it on your belt. But other than that, I mean, but this is, I like this a lot better than my Milwaukee's. It hasn't bent or anything. So Tajima, if you ever bored on Amazon one night, Tajima. In terms of Japanese, I mean, not much. I'll have to let me think about that. Because there's probably some brands I have that I don't know they're Japanese. Like I know there's guys that study where this and that is all made, and I don't, I get bits and pieces here and there. But in terms of like a Japanese made stuff, I seek this out because the stuff that he bought was freaking cool. Vessel. I actually want it. I want to buy the stubby ratcheting screwdriver by Vessel. But I haven't. And to be honest with you, I think it's only like $8. I don't want to order it, I guess. But from what I hear, that Vessel brand is awesome. The pool saws, I don't think it's made in Japan. Maybe I do use this for you wood guys out there. It's got the well, they're both pool saws, but one's, I guess, more for one side's for finer cut, one side's for rough cut. And to be honest with you, man, like in a pinch going through a 2x4 or something, I know this isn't like the best one. Yeah, it's not. I don't think it's Japanese, but you never know. It might be. I saw this on. I think it was Wrangler Star, or he had one, and I was like, oh, Irwin makes decent enough stuff. But in terms of like doing a quick cut, yeah, this has been pretty awesome. I've enjoyed it. Not enough because of the cobwebs on there, obviously, but I've got my money's worth out of that. Western saws, yeah, I mean, very usable, right? Like they're not complicated. Everyday Fleet Tech, what's going on, man? Hope you're staying safe. Like one of the first things I bought for my house was just this miter box. This was, fit my trim. I think this is like a Duck Brothers or whatever, Buck Brothers. You can do your miters and everything you need. It's not a great saw, but it worked. It worked for till I figured out they had one with a motor. Hope you're cooking something good for dinner. Yeah, Irwin makes makes a decent product. Like, I mean, this is my second set of these. I lost a couple of the first set. But these Irwin quick grips, for some things, are just the bee's knees. I mean, they've been a great set. You can go to Walmart, and Hypertough has ones that aren't bad, but they do break. Irwin has good budget friendly stuff. The best thing I bought from Irwin, though, I think they're cobalt steel. I've showed this before, but it's this screwdriver set. I mean, it's a serious set that should last me pretty long time. I got their speed bores, and they make good stuff. Affordable. I don't use it a lot. I don't think their bits are like particularly great, but the drill bits are great. And I had a lot of luck with the speed bores. Work great. I use those if I frame something out, got to run electrical or something. Kind of prefer those sometimes over paddle bits. Not always. I'm still looking for a lot of bit kits are DeWalt. Have an Irwin, have a Craftsman. I haven't found one that was like, oh my god, this is the best ever. WorkPro makes, I think they might have some of these types of clamps in a smaller version, and I'm not a woodworker, so these work well for me. Not sure how the WorkPro ones are probably, and these are Hypertough here, but they're probably something like that. And are these are useful. That's the best way you can describe them. They're not terrible. People will find a purpose for stuff like that all the time, right? The speed bore isn't faster. I mean, it's just different. It's just it's like a paddle bit made into a drill bit, in terms of performance or whatever, it's a toss up. I would say this. If someone says, should I buy speed bore or paddle bits, I would tell them buy paddle bits. If that's, I think paddle bits would serve you better as an all-around type of thing to have. I bought the speedboard bits to try out. I don't see a huge difference. I guess there's a twist bit on the top, but to be honest with you, my paddle bits, I bought the cheapo Black & Decker kit. I actually bought two of these. This one's really not that used. And these work fine, Hell, you can go on Amazon, type in Tack Life. They had this was like $12, Tack Life. It's a hole saw kit. I mean, if you're going through just like cabinets, maybe put in a pot light, recessed lighting into your ceiling. I'm putting in a few recessed lights tomorrow. I think speed bore is what electricians use. So I had to shoot. I redid some electrical stuff in one of my apartments a couple years ago. I was trying to get an electrical line, but I had to, make a clean shoot of a hole over to where I want to put the box in. I didn't have a drill bit long enough, and some guy at work said, go to Home Depot, check in the electrical aisle. They make super long drill bits. This is a Klein. You know, I think it's more for like new construction, but you can see how big it is. It's, let's see what we got here. Probably 48, probably 4 feet. 54. You know, this was expensive. Well, I'd say it's like 30 or 40 bucks, maybe even more, but for the few times now that I've needed to use it, it's worked great. I mean, never knew they existed. Was trying to figure out how that would work out, and 18. Yes, Work Pro Tools. How's it going? You know, if you guys are woodworkers in here, or even just, or maybe just DIY guys, but like for me, there's a few things that Work Pro, well, there's a lot of things Work Pro made that have worked great for me. Rotary toolkit. It's like a 200 some piece, or maybe even more. That's worked great. What else do they have? Multi-cutter blade kit for the price. I mean, I will say Hyper Toughs aren't that bad either. Because the work I do, I've used carbide, Bosch, Bosch maybe. And if you drill a lot of metal, I don't drill a lot of metal. Yeah, Work Pro Tool, they have a bunch of stuff, and I've rarely been disappointed with their products. You know, I no company can say they all have winners. They might claim it. But I mean, I just been like, you know, they're a type of company that makes stuff, and because I've had so much luck with them, I'll buy it and I'll be like, wow, this is another Milwaukee Cobalt bits. I'll have to go check those out. There's definitely good bits out there and stuff. 19 Rappy, what's going on? I'll be right back. I'm going to go grab a beer. I do want to throw out a statement advisory that Work Pro Tools does not support my views or opinions on anything. Whew, I said it. Rated R Wood Turnings, have a good one. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate it. Always fun to see not a new face, but see people come in. Pat Clark Barnes, how's it going, man? Hope you're doing well, staying safe, working, not working, whatever. Just hope you're happy. Your keyboard or your fingers? But, all right, so I do have another thing I bought, and Everbright is a company on Amazon. They have these as well. I just haven't tried them out, but this Hyper Tough light, I bought at Walmart. I think it was $15 or $16. It's little floodlight thing. It's 550 lumens. Has that type of stuff. Not only that though, you can get a charge off of it also. I know Harbor Freight, Horrible Fraud, sell stuff like this also, the Braun. I gotta tell you that that's like, you get Harbor Freight, you can buy Hyper Tough. I mean, this thing's been, it's got magnets on the back. It just sticks to, freaking anything. It's cool. It's a cool light. I really enjoyed it. I think it's a good purchase. I'm not saying go spend any money right now, but if you see it in Walmart and you're looking for something like that, it's there. I mean, so far it's a good light. Brad's Workbench, you would know better than I. I've only been to Harbor Freight once. I saw a few reviews on these light, and I've actually worked with some professional plumbers that bought the Harbor Freight version of this with the charging thing, and they swore by them. So, Dark Magic, how's it going, man? Doing well, stay strong. You stay safe as well. TTR, Chris Fullerton, how's it going? You're a new name to me. Maybe you've been in here before. I'm not sure. Welcome. But, stuff like this. I mean, and I have the Milwaukee stuff too. Electric Blue 54. You're like Studio 54. And the Milwaukee cordless lights are phenomenal. A lot more compact, same amount of brightness. They don't have the charging option, but that's for sticking it in the ceiling or something. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate that, man. Thank you for joining us too. I appreciate that. Yeah, the Hart tools, I mean, they look, the white, I don't know what they're thinking, but in terms of performance of what I tested, they weren't bad tools. Yeah, this, the Hyper Tough LED light, 500 and or 550 lumens, I'm not sure which one of those two. Got magnets on the back, a charging port. Sometimes that can come in handy in a pinch, It's $15-$16. I've had this for 3 months now, maybe 4. Been very happy with it. Hyper Tough has some decent looking lights. If you guys want any expense, like I said, I bought some Milwaukees. They work freaking great. I mean, like, The 500 lumen one is like this big. And when I gotta go cut up into a ceiling to check on plumbing, stick my head in, you can stick that up in, kind of take a good look around, and see what's going on. Yeah, the Braun stuff. I bought one of their lights. It's not bad, but I see people have had some hit or miss experiences with them working, I guess. Like right off the bat. I have nothing against Harbor Freight. I just never shopped there. I've been in there one time. I don't think you should completely exclude it from your. Oh gosh, I'd love it. Work Pro beer, Sounds like something I'd buy on a Friday night. Um, I was in Harbor Freight one time, and I think they have some affordable stuff, but it wasn't enough to be like, wow. That is a tough call, Chris Fullerton. It is. I definitely I went that way. I was like, I'm gonna buy the 12-volt Milwaukee's and I'm gonna buy the 18-volt. My suggestion to you, because I don't know if you have these. This hammer drill. It's the Impact, brushless. I have the Surge also. And I bought the 18-volt in case if I ran into a situation where the 12-volt wouldn't handle it. Well, I haven't run into that situation yet. So, I know it might suck because of work. Maybe you'll run into a situation where you need that power. But I would maybe wait till that situation. Now, if that situation has arose, perfectly fine. Or if you want to buy 18-volt and get like the Sawzall and the angle grinder, stuff like that. That's the beautiful thing about Milwaukee is their chargers going to charge your 12 and your 18. Yeah, 19 Rappy. My channel's more about a lot of different things, but I love tools. It was not something I grew up with, so once I started, doing your own work and you're buying your own tools, and then you get better at your work and you want to buy the better tools and this and that. It's fun, but the way things are going right now, I want to do something different than tools. I'll still do tools. I'm gonna review them, the ones I have, but I don't want to make videos suggesting to people maybe buy this or that. Just seems wouldn't be responsible of me, I guess. But have the same kit. Yep. The Okay, Chris Fullerton. I have the 18 volt surge. I got the 12 volt also. The 18 volt surge is awesome. Now, that being said, I don't know what you're drilling. The rigid 18 volt stealth is more powerful than this. And in terms of quiet and functionality, about the same, but it is bulkier. So if you need power, I would go with the stealth. If you need compact, fairly powerful, this is a great way to go. This is my Milwaukee 18 volt brushless hammer drill. Never used it. Why have I never used it? So I got the 12 volt hammer drill. That's worked great. And I also have the 12 volt. I can find it real quick. This, and I know people do not like this because it doesn't have just a hammer function, but I have a cordless Ryobi that has just a hammer function. If I gotta go into something thicker, I use this. This thing has been awesome. Milwaukee does have a 5-year warranty. I will say this, out of Ryobi, Rigid, all the brands I've used, I've had the worst luck with the Milwaukee batteries. No one is a lowly anything. Well, everyday fleet tech, I think a lot of people Carlos, what's going on, man? Hope you're staying safe, you and the family. I appreciate you coming in here, man. I really do. I hope you're staying safe. Tools get boring and too many get upset if you don't agree with 100. I prefer discussing the different trades these days. I expect anyone who works to be a master of their trade. I agree, everyday fleet tech. I like tools. I enjoy them. And, you know, I'll be honest, when I first came into YouTube, and there might be some drama of some channels, and they're saying this and that, and you just gotta separate yourself. That has nothing to do with me. I'm a maintenance man. The tools I'm reviewing are tools that work for me, maybe work for me, don't work for me. What they're saying, fuck off. I don't care. Difference of opinion, and to be honest with you, I really don't care. I don't care anymore. I'm not a drama channel. There's a lot of those out there if you like those, but just gonna keep doing what I do. I didn't get looped in, just that first bit of drama that came in when I was first starting off, kind of swoops you up, and then you realize, fuck it. It has nothing to do with me. So, Lily Band. Oh, I can take the shirt off. I don't actually, and to be honest with you, Carlos, I don't think you'd want to see me take my shirt off. Glad you're safe and busy. Steven Deswan, how's it going, man? Are they still working at you at Menards? How's that going? You staying healthy? How's your family? No, I know everyday fleet tech. I was just simply saying I've learned lessons being a YouTuber, and it's just not worth it. So at least, you know, I got the paint just a little bit above. I feel bad now. I had no clue I got it there. Better there than my Florida. That's what a t-shirt's for, and I did pay for it, so. Chris Fulton, I appreciate that. I don't know how other channels operate. I'm just doing my own thing, but they do a very good job at testing tools. I enjoy what they do. Staying healthy, still working. That's good. Most everything in my department is online order only. That's good, man. So I guess you just got stock fill orders and less people to worry about. That's good. I don't know about that there, Carlos, man. Maybe it's true. I don't know. Yeah, but and everyone has an opinion. I'm on YouTube just because I have an opinion. That's it. It's not, my word is not the Bible. I can only tell you what I feel. The tools I choose to test are the true worth. I buy them with my money. Like I said, I buy a lot of inexpensive stuff because I find them fun to test. Maybe you find like a little underdog, that works well. It's kind of what WorkPro ended up for me, which they have a new cordless lineup out. Don't know if I'm going to test it. They're heading in the right direction now. Carlos, to be honest with you, man, that's pretty awesome. Then, a coincidence. I have the shirt on. I threw it on today. Had nothing to do with coming on here, and those things happen. And I respect anyone that can. I don't have a personal relationship with Vince. They're doing their thing, and I'm doing mine. What's the best BS home improvement project to take on to burn the next 2 weeks of this nonsense? Considering redoing a bathroom. Bathroom would be a good one. Tarek, how's it going, man? Thank you for joining me. I appreciate it. Hope you're staying good and safe. Joe Smith also, yes. Joe Smith and Friends Network. He's the real hero here tonight. He's a good guy. I'll be honest with you guys. I'm painting my house. When I first bought it over 10 years ago, everything was wallpapered. Even the common hallways, the living room, dining room was wallpapered white. There's never paint on any of the plaster. Wallpaper came off easy, but when it came off, there's a bunch of little holes it made in the drywall. So what I've been doing for the last week is I bought a few of these a little while ago. So I plan on doing it. It's just light spackling. And just basically like rub it in, take it off, and then once it all dries in like 10 minutes, just wipe it down with a rag or a sponge or whatever you got, and you paint it. And it took all my drywall from having all these little holes to smoother walls. Jeep and Jeffrey with the big heart. So painting has been nice, and it has been nice to wake up knowing I got a job to do. And like I said, since I'm painting everything, I'm redoing I got old, heating registers and stuff. I'm taking off, stripping them of all their paint, repainting them, light switches, outlets, all that stuff. Just kind of doing. Bathroom though would be a nice project for sure. Yeah, and that's like my wife. She wanted me to just paint the walls again. I'm like, no, I want to make it right. Um, Good to see you, Jeep and Jeffrey. Hope you're doing well. Um, Actually, to be honest with you, Zaphael, so when I bought these, they were $6.99 for one of these on Amazon. Bought two of them, which isn't a bad price, you know. I don't think so. And then I needed a third, and it was up to 20 freaking dollars. Um, I'm not a tape off guy. Cut in freehand. And I will say this, everyone learn to cut in. Tape is shit. I don't know how people have time to tape. And even when you have the time to tape, I don't know how you have time to take it off and make it look good. Um, my suggestion though, if you're painting or learning to cut in, buy the expensive paintbrushes. Buy the Purdy's. I mean, expensive in the common world. Um, and those brushes, though, they'll do the work. The bristles will do the work. They'll get you to where you need to go. And then as you get better, you can buy. I bought a $9 kit on Amazon, and actually, I'll be honest with you, the $9 kit I bought on Amazon of brushes came with 4 brushes, all right angled, 1.5, 2 inch, 2.5, 3 inch. So 4 brushes. They've held up for a few weeks now. I mean, you wash them good, you clean them out good. They're better than the Better brand at Home Depot. In my opinion. So I hated painting. Someone gave me a few tips and tricks and said, listen, someone told me just buy the expensive brush, learn to paint with that because it really does make a difference. And to me, it did. And once I started getting better, you could step your game down. And now I feel like I could pretty much paint, whether it's angled, straight, whatever. I'll cut you in. I'll get you a good deal on that paint job. Yes, absolutely, Tarek. It took me a bit. I'll be honest. Last year or so, I've gotten a lot better. I'm still not perfect, but there's no point in taping. Just learn to cut in. Even if you start off bad, it's worth to learn to just cut in. Tape gives you really good lines, but like you guys know, a lot of our lines and stuff aren't straight. So if you cut in and you get a little bit off, but usually you're just going along the old paint line. So whatever was good before will be good now. I mean, obviously you can get it better, but working and painting on an older house, you're not going to get it perfect. So why take your time to tape if you can just practice cutting in, cutting in. I think it's well worth it. I do. A Zen Lake State. Yeah, like I get jet, like, to be honest with you guys, throw a dip in on the cut ins and you just take a couple of hours just cutting it all in. That's the best part, when you cut everything in, and it might take a couple hours. Then when you're done with the cut-ins, because you do it, so like I cut in, then I do a brush stroke right across that too, so you kind of get a twofer. So when you roll in, you just gotta get real close, and you're good to go. While people are really mad at our governor, she blocked sales of non-essential items. Yeah, it's a tough call for people to make, but hey, man, people cutting in is that they use too much for. Yeah, you gotta let the bristles. I hope I'm saying that right. You just gotta move along. I mean, if you have to, and this is the best advice. I'm not a painter. I'm not. I know Tark, he's got a professional business. I'm not that. But even if you have to, it's kind of like learning to drive a car, right? You hop in, or driving in the snow. You get in your car, you go out, you catch some speed, and then you hit the brakes, and you kind of get the feel for what the ride's going to be like. When you're cutting in, there's nothing wrong with dropping down below the cutting line and seeing how your brush is going to work. That way you can get, so even if you're not like right up on it, you can kind of tell how the bristles are going, and then you just kind of drag them and they work their way across. That's all there is to it. And yeah, I can't actually, Zaphael, funny thing is I can't agree or disagree with that because I don't know, but that's not how I do it. So I'm more disappointed in well, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't say it, New York's governor and mayor, but Hitler. The governor in New York. I mean, I'm sorry. I shouldn't say it. I won't say it. I would do a live stream though. I'm not like, I'm still learning myself, Tarek. I'm by no means a professional in any of this stuff. Tarek actually watched one of my videos where I retiled a shower at work, and I would agree with him. It turned out a lot better than what it started off as. But he and I kind of had some of the same principles where, like, I work for a company, but every job I do there, I want to make sure like those people are paying money for a home, and I want them to have what they expect to have. You know what I mean? Within reason, obviously, but I try to make everything, because I do the maintenance on the places. So when I redo something, I don't want to have to go back to redo it again. I just want to make it right. So if I can take the time to do that, I will. Zaphael, you're a hard one to tell, man. You're a hard one to read. People get a chance to use their power and go crazy, in my opinion. All right, I'll say it. Here's the thing about Governor of New York, Cuomo. Is Andrew the governor? Whichever one bitched about Trump not, being truthful. First of all, this motherfucker had people in school, children in schools, like what, week and a half ago, told people to go out to the movies, eat dinner, this and that. Then when shit hits the fans, he says, well, Trump said it was okay. Maybe so, but I thought California was going to be real bad. Guess what? All those governors and mayors, they all came up with a plan. Social distancing. People are doing it. It's working. Pennsylvania, where I'm at, Pittsburgh. Low cases, very good, very positive so far. I don't like our mayor, but I'll give him credit. He knew when to. And our governor. I don't like our governor that much, but I give him credit. He shut things down early. So basically, what this Cuomo guy is saying is I'm not smart enough to be a governor. How did so many other states get it right? Now, I will say New York's population's through the roof. I get that. But think if they would have done 2 weeks, 3 weeks earlier, that's not on Trump. That's on you, because if you're saying it's Trump's fault, or are you just bad compared to the rest? That's the way I view it. I'm not saying, I don't know if you guys agree or disagree. That's just my opinion on it. Yes, de Blasio is mayor of New York. I think he was on a train or something. Yeah, I would worry about people in New York too. I think it's Andrew is the governor of New York, right? This guy's garage. But that's my opinion. Is there's a they do hate each other. That's good TV watching. That's my opinion, though. He blamed Trump for fucking up their system, but in reality, they were just late doing things, and maybe that was a political statement right there. So they risked how many lives? I'm not going to go too far into it. I think there's a lot of governors and mayors and stuff that got it right, and for the most part, the country's dealing pretty well. I'm kind of viewing it as New York's are not looking too good for the country. I don't mean that in a bad way, and it really pisses me off when political people, like, you're in politics, you're a governor, you are a mayor, and we just want to blame other people. It makes no sense. And Turns by Turner knows that where we're at, it's not too bad. It really isn't. So Whitmer didn't make the call. The Backwoods Mechanic. Listen, man, you are pumping out videos like a boss. Backwoods Mechanic, great channel. 100%. I mean, you guys might all know. One of the best tool reviewers on there. On the YouTubes. Non-biased, whatever works for him works. So and he's been pumping out the videos like a champ. So I apologize that you're in Maryland. I remember when this first started, the mayor of Baltimore asked people not to shoot other people because they needed the hospital rooms. So I know parts of Maryland are not great. It is a very nice state, though. Thank you, Zaphiel, man. I appreciate that. I'm doing well. This guy's garage, just hanging out with a bunch of people here tonight. I've been waiting a long time to do something on YouTube. A few weeks. I'll be honest, with all this stuff going on, didn't. I've been busy at home. I didn't want to record stuff. I do have some videos to put out, but more important things going on in the world right now than tools. So I'm gonna go take a piss. I'll be right back, and we'll continue on for a little bit more. Dick Skinner, how's it going, my man? So I'm coming back, of course. I do apologize. Do my own live stream and having to go take a piss sometimes. It sucks, but it is what it is. And also, like I said, it's weird drinking beers on camera. But I like drinking beers, so another thing, Everyday Fleet Tech was in here earlier, and he has a very good point. I talked about go outside, plant a garden, this and that. Yeah, all great. I think a lot of us might have gardens. I do stuff around the house, keep busy, but I don't disagree with watching Netflix. My kids are off of school for the rest of the year. They have school curriculum they got to do, which takes up a good chunk of their day, which is great. Great for us, but at the same, they are busy bodies. They are always playing, doing like they want to do art projects constantly all day. It's a fight to get them to sit and watch a movie or something. Now, for myself, I do so much work. I don't mind binge watching a Netflix show here and there on my own time, late at night, usually. But I will say, if you guys are looking, if you guys have Netflix, that Tiger King show was unreal. Could not. 5,000 DVDs. The Tiger King show is great. Two other good ones to watch are there's a series called The Staircase, which is about a guy convicted of murdering his wife, and that's not shit talking, for Christ's sakes. I'm just saying it's all right to sit back and relax every once in a while. Some people like to do it, some people don't. I do if I get a chance. Antonio, hope you're staying safe, man. Good to see you. So this one show on Netflix called The Staircase was very, very interesting. I enjoyed it. I like seeing courtroom battles and all that stuff play out. It keeps your mind occupied. I think I would make a pretty good lawyer if I were a little bit smarter. Um, Carol back the Kitty Cat Lake or whatever. But so The Staircase is very good. And the other one is I watched the Gabriel Fernandez trial, and that was a tough one. I am Brad's Workbench. I sure am, man. Gabriel Fernandez. That was a tough show to watch. If you guys, I think Gabriel Fernandez or Hernandez, or I forget his name exactly, but that was tough to watch because it's an 8-year-old kid abused terribly, just wants to be loved by his parents, his mom, and gets killed because of the abuse. And not only that, there's a lot of people that reported in and saw these signs and all. Listen, I don't blame anyone for this because it's a hard road to go down. But the teacher saw all this abuse. I'd fucking rip that kid, take him to my house. I don't care. I don't care who comes after me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Parents, aunts, uncles, if you're concerned about a child's well-being, you go take them out of the fucking well-being of whoever they're in, and then you deal with the consequences. I mean, that's better than nothing. Just yeah, the kids stuff. I can't help but to watch the kids stuff. When you have kids, and it's hard to watch, but I mean, why the hell do people put kids through? It's just ridiculous. I don't know. It's crazy. Though Tiger King was a trip, man. Did not even realize there's people in this world. Well, you figure there's people in the world like that, but you just like that whole industry or whatever. It's freaking nuts. And Carol Baskin, she's just as bad as the rest of them. She wants to say she has a release them then. Release them. Let them go. Why have a sanctuary? She's taking tigers from other people and putting them in her sanctuary, but they never get released from there. So people come in and pay her money to see those tigers that other people raise. Brad's Workbench, I can definitely say that's probably the worst decisions of your guys' life. And by the way, I am wearing I don't know if you guys are into basketball. I was into basketball before the 2000s, and yeah, Volunteers, exactly. Like, she's just ripping the system off, man. But I was into basketball before the 2000s. Like, I liked everyone likes everyone shoots 3-pointers. They don't follow their shots. They don't do offensive rebounding. Like, it used to be a different league when I grew up watching it. with the big man, the power forwards that were dominant. It's a different game now. It's not bad. I just, Eagles. Jesus. Buckeyes. Here's another reality. So I was always really big into sports, which I've kind of realized is against the grain of a lot of tradesmen. Oh, the Rockets, man. Akeem the Dream. You had Barkley down there. You had even now they're pretty good. Who else was down there? Didn't Clyde Drexler play there for like a season or two? I know Scottie Pippen was there. I was all like, I didn't like the Vancouver Grizzlies, obviously, but they had Bryant Reeves, Big Country. They had Jason Williams, Mike Bibby. Dude, I'm from Pittsburgh, so hockey is definitely. People say Pittsburgh. I mean, we have been so fortunate with. I don't care what you say about Sidney Crosby. He is the man. Yeah, I miss the fighting. The enforcer days. I kind of agree with the Canadians on that. Sam Cassell, that's right. Kane Smith, Mario Alley, Robert Horry. Watch Tiger King, Zaphael. But sports are going to be a lot different coming back. I think definitely. Red Wings was not a bad team to root for, especially once they got Hasek. And Chris Osgood was a very good goaltender. You know, I like tennis. Sports are going to be very different, though. I'm not saying like listen, our country, our whole country, whether you admit it or not, is based on sports. People rooting for a team, have something to believe in. It's like the biggest church on earth, right? Is sports, your sports team. I'm from Pittsburgh, small city, had some greats though. Steelers, Penguins, even the Pirates at one point, Roberto Clemente. Would have been awesome to see if I could see them play live. Honus Wagner. I think baseball is going to be. I mean, baseball for me has always been my love sport. Like, it's a great game. It's a nice casual game. You can sit back and enjoy it for 9 innings, and maybe not a lot happens. Usually, when you go take a piss or buy a beer or a pop or popcorn or whatever, you might miss a home run that changes up the game. It could be a 1-0 game. You come back to your seats 4-1. David V, just like the Bulls, the Lakers, everyone hates the Yankees. That being said, what they did was amazing to this day, and there's a lot of good players from the Yankees. Jeter was a great player. I love Paul O'Neill, Bernie Williams. Those were probably my 2 favorite. I always liked Andy Pettitte. Roger Clemens was such an ass, but a good pitcher. Mariano Rivera. I mean, just the core that they built. And a lot of people are like, Yeah, it was some free agents, but it was a lot of inside talent too. The Pittsburgh Steelers. You got that Ben Roethlisberger and that down there at the quarterback throwing get down there and watch them Steelers. Turnings by Turner might remember the Triple Deuce, the bar downtown outside stadium. Detroit had great team. Even the Tigers with Justin Verlander. I thought they would have done something. They had met Verlander, Maglia Ordonez, Miguel Cabrera. I mean, I cut the cable, but I still get the Steeler games on. I got a little antenna. Astros. Pettit and Clemens for them for a little bit. They had Randy Johnson, Bagwell, Biggio, Beltran. I'm going to grab a beer too real quick, and I'll discuss so my opinions on the Astros. I only got a little bit of time left here. They kind of ruined baseball, I think. Some people say, oh, it's not a big deal what they did. I think that's bullshit. I think there's not a team out there that respects them anymore. Not only that, yeah, they let go of their manager and general manager, but the core of players that won it are all still there. So I think it's bullshit, you know? I think it's bullshit what they did. Well, I like this. I do like this. Brandon Inge, yeah. Carlos Guillen, you guys had for a little bit, shortstop there. I'll say a few more tools recently I bought that have worked well for me. This Greenlee kit has been spectacular. You got masonry bits, regular bits, taps, that connector. This is actually, it looks cheap, and it is, but it's nice that it's long. You have all your security bits, some nut drivers. I think it's 3/8 and 1/4 inch for the impact. It's been awesome. Plus the case is rugged. You know, man, all these sports are rigged. The reason they got caught is because they were assholes. No, I completely agree with that. I'm not saying other teams don't cheat. I think just the arrogance that they did it was ridiculous. And the fact that, you know, and I'll say it, Charlie Morton, I really like him. Garrett Cole, I really like him. I know the cheating was before them, but Garrett Cole says he didn't know anything was going on. Charlie Morton says he wish he was spoke up. All right, David V, have a good one, man. Rest easy as well. Stay safe. I appreciate you showing up. I do agree with that. Sports, I think to an extent, are definitely rigged, but like you said, they handle it like douchebags, and that's the whole reason why I think they're assholes. That's just my opinion on it. Pudge was a great catcher. He was also a user and abuser of steroids, but Eco Belkin, everything's well here, man. I hope everything's good for you over there in Ohio. Family's good. Yeah, it's not like I can fully admit teams cheat. It's just how they do it and go about it. I know that might seem like micromanaging, I guess, but the fact that they all came out were I don't know. I didn't know what was going on. If they would just all manned up, I know it's a hard thing to do, but it's kind of what you have to do. Eco Belkin, maybe at some point. Still doing good on the Purell, as you can see. Got 2 bottles there in the background, working very well for me. I do appreciate the courtesy of sending those up to me at that time. You know, if there's a tool or something I review that you're interested in, I'd be more than happy to send it off to you. You know, that goes with a lot of guys. If you guys maybe see something, always ask. Doesn't hurt to ask. That's awesome, Stephen Deswan. Old School Repair Shop. How's it going? Yeah, you know, there's some tools that are my keepers. You know, I might say no, I might say yes. So if there's something I review, my email, that Milwaukee, I do have the review coming up on that. Gonna get sent out there, but this is another thing I wanted to show tonight. These Hiltis. They've been awesome. I really like the. You know, I'll be honest. The only reason why I bought a Hilti, A, these 12 volts were pretty affordable, and B, it's because AVE said they were awesome. And I'd have to agree. Fit, finish, the way they work, just they've been awesome. Well, that's the way to be there, Old School Repair. I didn't. Oh, you did. Did that all work out for you there, Eco? I'm assuming it did. About reviewing DeWalt 12 volt extremes, the impact is criminally bad. Love Hilti, but I see them used for 50 on Facebook all day long. Scares me. That's because these 12 volt brushed ones I got, they like they perform up with the Milwaukee 12 volt. The only one that's a lot better than Milwaukee, in my opinion, is their screwdriver, which is a tool I use a lot at work. So for me, it was well worth it. The DeWalt, I would like to see you do a review on those. I did the extremes also, the 12 volts, and the impact was. I mean, you gotta take it this way. The DeWalt impact and those tools, they work great for, like, if you're doing cabinetry work or little stuff like that. They're going to work fine for you. The difference is the Milwaukee does that, but not only does it do that, but I could take this impact, the 12 volt, I could bust a lug nut off. I can drive timber locks, lag bolts with that if I need to. The DeWalt, no bueno. Not fun at all, man. Slauson Lawn Care, what's going on, man? Hope you're having a beer. It is Friday. Chris Fullerton, what set do you mean? The Milwaukee, the Hilti, or the DeWalt? The Milwaukee one I got was the 12 volt. I think I got this 2 years ago. It's the brushless hammer drill and the 3-speed impact. Gonna go with 2553 is the kit. And then 20 meant it comes with 2 batteries. No, Eco, I am staying at home, but it has not affected me. Chris Fullerton, these Hiltis came with the hammer drill, which works great. Impact, screwdriver, 2-speed. They're all brushed. They have the best lights I've ever seen, though, coming up on the sides. Mine came with 2 4-amp-hour batteries and a charger that charges them in about an hour, maybe a little less. It was $300. Little pricey. I wouldn't be opposed with saying go with the Milwaukee, but if you're looking for a good screwdriver, I think this is the best in the business. The Milwaukee's isn't bad. It's a single speed, which obviously isn't bad because they put the right torque in with it. Yeah, and that wasn't bad for Hilti in terms of the price. You still get the warranty, get the the battery life. But I could the Milwaukee's brushless. It has a metal chuck on the hammer drill, and the impact is has 3 speeds plus a self-tapping. This kit doesn't have that. Like, the impact's just an impact, but it works. The hammer drill has a plastic chuck, which, for me, I'm using them mostly for cabinetry. And the fact that it's a hammer drill, I can use it in a pinch, So, Izzy's Swan channel where he makes vehicles, etc. Power. I haven't. I'll check that out. Izzy Swan. And that Hilti set for being $300 is the only reason why I pulled the trigger Yes, I have the Milwaukees. The Milwaukee has worked great for me, no issues. But the screwdriver for the Hilti was a lot better than. This is not bad. This works. Nothing wrong with this. It works. It holds up. But compared to the Hilti one, it just, it's a little anemic. $12-ton press. Harbor Freight has, I forget the brand name now, but they have a tile saw that I want to buy. It's the 7-inch, but it has a 24 cut rip. And it looks really decent. I forget the tile channel's name that talks about it, but what is that tile channel name? Something, but yeah, they have a really good review on it. 2402. Let me put that in my phone. Actually, let me check it out. Fuel. Two 402. Oh. I had no idea. When did this come out? That's a D. You know what? I'm not gonna lie, it looks a lot like the Hercules. Which I will say, the Hercules is not a bad screwdriver. It's expensive though for what it is. That's the only reason. Man, it even has a drilling and screwing mode, plus a 2-speed gearbox, brushless. Wow. See, that's a shame. You think they would have advertised that, or someone reviewed that? I mean, because I'm not gonna lie. Like I said, this works great. It just doesn't compare to the Hilti. So wow, though, that looks awesome. Damn, $90. Man, I can't believe how nice that looks, and just like the different selections. And one thing about Milwaukee that you think would take getting used to is the fuel gauge. Because if you think about it, you're like, for such an expensive tool, why do the batteries not have a fuel gauge? But then you think about, if I'm using the tool and it shows up right there, that's pretty cool too. So maybe, to me, I always figured maybe it is cheaper for them to build it into the tool instead of the battery, which kind of so you have a 12-volt battery, you want to switch tools, you got to hit the trigger to see where it's at. A little bit of downside. I'm not saying it's like a huge downside, just letting people know. Chris, I might buy one. just to review. I'll stay in touch with you for sure, though. My email, if you want to just send me an email so I have yours, is this right here. And I just, if I want to test it out, I'd probably just do my own. I don't want to put any wear and tear on yours. Thoughts on AVE? I've watched a couple of his videos, but I've seen a lot of people talk about him. I will definitely, Chris, honestly, that thing looks solid. Obviously, right at this moment, I'm not going to purchase it, but next few months, I'll definitely look into it because and that thing looks awesome. My thoughts on AVE are I really like him. I do. Nothing against him. A lot of people out there claim to be non-biased, but we all are. And that's why I say, like, when I do tool reviews, they're just my opinion. That's all it is. It's not set in stone. I'm not the holy grail of tool opinion. Like, I would hope that if I review something, at least go watch another channel or 2 or 3 to get the full review, because a lot of different things that, like, I'll miss in a video, or I don't think anyone tears down tools better than AVE. I do tool teardowns. I don't know much about the innards, so, like, basically I'm just tearing it apart, showing you guys the innards, just so you can see how they're constructed, because I can't give you a good baseline on that, but I can say, or at least show you how they are constructed. But he's a lot older than me, and a lot more experience. I'm not there, but I also, like, people not like my teardowns because I'm not him, but I'm not trying to be him. So, well, I could learn a lot more this guy's garage, but I guess, I mean, the main thing is I could take the tools apart and put them back together and they'll work. Exactly, backwoods mechanic. Like, that's where it's hard sometimes on YouTube, because people think you're trying to say the end all be all, but it's like, no, this tool works for me in my profession. Everyone knows I work apartment maintenance, so what works for me might work for you, might not. It's kind of where you have to have. That's kind of where you have to also do your research. YouTube's great. You can get a ton of those gears are very hard sometimes. You get a ton of information on here, but I'd advise not just watch one review of a tool, even a tool I do or whatever. My word's not the end all be all. Research it a few more times from different backgrounds. Well, and I mean, people in my field don't want to see the tools torn apart. I just enjoy doing it because I buy some oddball tools that a lot of people might never like. A lot of, like this, for instance, Genesis 12-volt drill. Sold on Amazon. Been using around the house for last week. 2-speed gearbox, you know. Not a bad little drill. Lithium-ion battery. If I do